Hi guys, Sunday morning, and I'm doing final video editing for these videos that I'll be posting today. And I'm second guessing my 3 videos that I'm posting, so I figured I'd need to put this intro in as well. Most cars, I should say all cars manufactured, doesn't matter who the manufacturer is, do not require catch cans. There are probably some supercars or whatever, make models, sports cars, I don't know, that come with a catch can. I have no idea. The reason for my video is that under normal circumstances a car does not require catch cans. Oil in the intake system is perfectly normal. It's called PCV, positive crankcase ventilation. It's a system designed to recirculate oil fumes in the engine so that the crankcase does not pressurize from the combustion process. Over time that oil builds up in the intake. So after people own a car for X amount of years, they decide to play with it, they decide to do servicing on it, and they notice all this oil in the intake. That oil has collected over years of driving. This is why I drain intercoolers on TDI engines, specifically the ALH and the BEW. BEW doesn't collect as much as the ALH, but anyways I check it because it's a similar design intercooler. I also check the oil / drain the oil on 1.8 turbos, the earlier generations. I do this for the customer as a preventative measure. Okay, if excessive oil is collected in that intercooler, under hard acceleration that oil gets pushed up into the intake. On the 1.8 turbos, it'll cause rough running, knocking. You could even hydraulic the engine or hydrolock it, depending on how much oil gets pushed up. That's worst case scenario. On the Passats, I've driven one before with a bad turbo, lots of oil in the intake. You step on it, you get lots of smoke out the back. You can hear the engine knocking, running rough because of the excess oil trying to be burnt by the engine. The ALH diesels, the engine will run away. Unless you're a quick thinker, you're not going to be able to save that engine. By quick thinking I mean put it in a higher gear, drop the clutch, and just step on the brakes and hope that it brings the engine to a stall. I had an engine run away on me during a test drive. I wasn't thinking, and it ran away, blew a hole into the block. This is why I drain intercoolers. The following video is just talking about my own car, and that's it. But I just needed to say that not all cars need catch cans. Even with a catch can, PCV fumes are going to make their way into the intake. Okay, this is the intercooler that I was talking about that I had on my E30, my old 1984 318i 4-cylinder BMW. It was a 2-valve engine, not the 16-valve. And I had turbocharged that one using a 1.6 liter turbo diesel turbo from a Volkswagen, and I ran it turbocharged for 7 years. I vented the PCV just like I am currently doing on my E34, and venting it ensures that no oil fumes get into the intake system. Excuse me. There's no chance of PCV going into the turbo and then being forced through the intake excuse me, air system. And what I mentioned earlier was that the inside of the cooler looks like new. Just so you have the part number, that's the factory BMW part number, and I think it was off of a 335 or something like that, some European model. My brother-in-law or my sister ordered it online in Europe. They placed a bid on eBay, won the bid, and then they shipped it over to me, and I obviously paid them for it. But you can see inside here, after 7 years of usage, it looks spectacular clean in here. So all the guys that say use a catch can, even with a catch can, you're going to get some kind of fumes, some oil fumes in the intake air system.
you're better off just venting it. But again, I've mentioned it before, venting PCV is against the law in certain states, certain provinces, certain countries, because it is an emissions item, and tampering with the emission system is against the law. We do not have yearly inspections, emissions, etc., so I can get away with venting. And that is the best way of doing it. That way, if any oil ever shows up in the intercooler or anywhere in the intake system, you know that it's from the turbocharger. I showed video of the throttle body and the intake manifold earlier. So the added benefit of water injection. Look at how clean the intake manifold is. All the water and the alcohol completely cleans it. And of course I'm not running I'm venting my PCV, so none of the oil fumes get into the intercooler. That's the intercooler, nice and clean. You saw how clean it is because of the water injection. So in the future, if I ever see any type of oil, be it in the intercooler or in the intake manifold, I know right away that it's coming from the turbo. Anyways, this was a fairly decent sized intercooler. It was a ghetto build on my part. I might, if I can find some pictures, I'll show you some pictures of it being mounted in front of or below the front bumper on my E30. And like I said, that thing lasted 7 years, no problem. I got rid of the car because of age, because of water leaks into the vehicle. So I got rid of it because of that, and also because I happened to find this one here for $1,500 with a broken timing belt. That was a quick, easy fix. By quick, easy, I mean cylinder head removal, send it out to the machine shop, put it all back together. And it's going on eight years now that I've had this, and having more fun with it now than I did when I initially got it. So anyways, long story short, that's the intercooler. Looks like new on the inside after 7 years of usage. Feel free to do the same or install a catch can. I hope you caught the sarcasm there.